let's talk about the most powerful weapon in the world. It's your mind. But here's the catch. Right now, it's probably your biggest enemy. As you're listening to me, it's quietly talking you out of your own greatness, pulling you back into these cozy little pockets of comfort where all your potential just goes to die. But today, we're going to flip that switch. We're breaking down the mindset of two absolute titans, David Goggins and Denzel Washington, to show you how to stop falling back from your challenges and start falling forward, right into your potential. Because let's be real, success isn't some clean, straight line they show you in the movies. No, it's a messy, often painful process of failing, adapting, and most importantly, conquering that nagging voice inside your own head. We're going to dig into how you can embrace failure and create a whole new standard for yourself, rebuilding your mental foundation from the ground up. Okay, first things first, we have to establish the battlefield. And that battlefield, it's your own mind. This is where every single victory is won or lost before you even take the first step out the door. You've really got a choice here. You know, when life hits you with depression or hard times or loss, and believe me, it will, you can't just Google the answer. You are alone with your thoughts, 24/7. And if you don't give your mind a destination, it's going to default to what's easy, comfort, doubt, and dodging every single challenge. It will control you. And this is exactly David Goggins' point. You have to take command. You have to be the one to tell your brain where you want to go, how you're going to get there, and that stopping is not an option. You have to control the narrative, because if you don't, it's over before it even begins. So how do you actually win this mental war? Well, the answer is kind of surprising, and it comes from the one and only Denzel Washington. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about mastering the art of it. I mean, think about it. We're always told to have something to fall back on, right? But Denzel says, forget that. Why would you ever want to fall backward? If you're gonna fall, you might as well fall forward. At least that way you can see what you're about to hit. You can learn from the impact. You use that failure as intel for your next shot. And this just says it all. Thomas Edison had 1,000 failed experiments. Do we call him a failure? Of course not. Because every single one of those so-called failures was just a necessary step on the path to inventing the light bulb.
It's the same with Reggie Jackson, the home run king. The man struck out 2,600 times, the most in baseball history. But guess what? Nobody remembers the strikeouts. They only remember the home runs. So here's the bottom line. If you aren't failing, you aren't even trying.
All right, so we get it. We need to fall forward. But how do you actually build the mental toughness to get back up every time? This is where we go back to David Goggins and his blueprint for creating a new normal. This right here is the Goggins method for totally rewiring your brain. You know, when he couldn't pass a test, he didn't just try again. He read it, he wrote it out, and he did it again and again and again until his mind had no other choice but to learn it. You have to immerse yourself. Give yourself absolutely no escape route, and you just endure until your brain finally goes, okay, he's not stopping. We have to adapt and overcome this. During Navy SEAL training, Goggins' body was just breaking down. We're talking broken feet, stress fractures. But instead of quitting, he just told his mind, hey, this is our new normal. Being broken wasn't an excuse to stop. It was the new baseline they operated from. Suffering became the standard, so his mind had to get tougher. It's all about resetting your internal thermostat for what's acceptable. And this brings us to the ultimate cost of doing nothing, the price you pay for choosing comfort over challenge. And this is where the philosophies of both Goggins and Denzel come together with terrifying clarity. I want you to just take a second here and really visualize this. You're at the end of your life. You're lying in bed, and you're not alone. Who is standing around you? Denzel Washington paints this really haunting picture. Standing right there with you are the ghosts of your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of that idea you were too scared to try. The ghost of the talent you never bothered to develop. And they're there, angry, disappointed, because you were the only person who could have brought them to life, and you chose not to. And now they have to go to the grave with you. So how do you avoid that fate? You embrace Goggins' solution. Accountability. Being accountable to yourself every single day, doing the hard thing, facing the discomfort, that is a form of suffering. It can be miserable, but it is the only path to avoiding those ghosts and finding true, lasting peace with yourself.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? It really boils down to this simple truth from Denzel. You cannot expect new results from old actions. If you want a life you've never had, you absolutely must be willing to do the hard, uncomfortable, and risky things you've never done before.
So let's end with this. Your time is coming. We all have that final appointment. The only real choice you have is how you show up to it. So you have to ask yourself, honestly, how many ghosts will be standing at your bedside?